How I got 2.5 million in Propfirm funding. I don't use on each of my accounts the same risk. For me today, that's a loss.
Honorable C note.
You heard it right, guys. I've just hit the 2.5 million in Propfirm funding across all prop firms, Forex prop firms and futures prop firms. Now in this video, guys, I would like to share a few information, some nuggets that brought me over here because yeah, it was definitely a tough time and not very easy to achieve that. Although it looks like it's super easy to have so much in funding, but the cool thing is about this entire journey on me acquiring so much in funding is that I've never lost one single funded account throughout the period of the last 6 months. Maybe it's even longer, that's the data I keep track on. And I've also never really lost a Propfirm challenge. Only one in the Forex space, and of course a couple of them in the future Propfirm space, because over there I'm using a different type of risk management because the challenge fees are very low compared to the Forex Propfirm space, and therefore I needed to take advantage of that in order to be able to pass it much faster. But we will talk more about all of these things in depth throughout this vlog. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and now I would like to get it started. I've just shared this as a forecast to my inner circle, explained them two potential scenarios. Scenario number one, as you can see, is that the price will shoot up, break through structure, and give us therefore a confirmation. It's exactly what just happened. Or the second scenario, that it could have just dropped lower to then move higher. I personally just entered now in a long, as you can see. Let me show you. This one is on my FTMO account, which is already scaled up. So I'm trying now to go for the level here at the top, the 4.9 level. And I'm right now in the managing process, which means if the price now will drop too much lower, then I have to of course close, right? Because I will not hold this right now forever. I want to manage my risk effectively. In the worst case, I've just entered now in the wrong position, or too early. I would say it looks, yeah, it's 50-50 because we don't really have a impulsive move up. It's more than likely this is good, but could be just an inducement to see price now dropping even lower. So I'm looking forward to see how price will move, but basically this is my setup for today. The number one question people would ask in situations like this, if you have so much in funding, is would you risk everything on just one trade? And basically I've never done that, and I'm not even able to do so every single time because each prop firm has different rules, and what I do is money management. I don't want to let one day decide over my performance on all of my accounts that I have. For me and for my psychology, it works much better if I rotate the accounts depending on the individual targets I have, right? For instance, if I trade challenges, and if I would need now to count everything in combination, then it's probably around 4 or 5 million that I trade in prop firms only. And I also trade my personal account. So I have multiple accounts and I keep track on each of these things. So I know my numbers, everything. I check them daily. I make plans every day and so on. And I have probably not the easiest risk management if you would like to replicate that, because I just came across this over the past couple of years, and for me it's you need to have your numbers in your mind. You need to know if you make progress, you need to fulfill them. I even have some challenges where it takes me already months to pass it, but this is also exactly why I only lost one single Forex challenge throughout the entire year because I'm not there to risk 5% in order to pass it. Sometimes I do this kind of thing. And if I fail, then I'm in a drawdown and then I change again my risk management over there. The key with risk management in psychology is that you maintain it in a way that you always feel comfortable and not feel like you're doing that right now something which will hurt your feelings. Like people go crazy when they take losses. For me, it's like, all right, I took an L. I don't really feel too much emotions when it comes to that. I only feel emotions if I've risked too much, if I didn't follow up my own plan. And that is something very important to understand. I guess it moves in our direction, exactly how we want to see it. And now here you can see two blue lines, which are going to be my target. Target number 1, target number 2. I want to see how price reacts when it comes into it. So I prefer momentum like this. That's exactly why I'm in this trade. And this is what I think I'm going to target, the higher one. But we will see. I manage each account individually depending on my targets that I have with each individual accounts. All right, this is for instance a different account. This is a challenge account. I need to make 10%, so yeah, I'm holding this for longer now. Definitely to the higher target, I would say. This is how I manage all the funded accounts and so on, each one individually. Here you can see my top step accounts, for instance. This one, I think it already hit the target. It's 9K that I have to reach. I don't know if we've been already there, so this one will be close soon now, just because I hit the target, so I will not now extend it for more. So I just closed it because I reached my target. Now guys, I'm incredible, funded 2.65 million. This is insane, like even for me now to just realize that, this is like, wow, crazy. All right, for me today, that's a loss. Price just dropped, and now we came into the scenario number 2, which I also had in my mind for today. And yeah, it took me out. And to be honest, I still think it's gonna go up to the targets I have here at the top. As you can see, I already have alerts just in case of me being able to close at those profits. Yeah, today I was not able to do so. So I'm going to look now if in the New York session price will go up higher. I will now also update my friends in Discord, of course. Yeah, here this was the analysis shared with them today. Of course, the losses. I'm very transparent when it comes to this because most people think that you will only make profits in trading. That's absolutely not true. The thing with losses is actually that most people, or in reality, almost all traders, 95% of traders do treat it completely the wrong way. They think stop loss means, hey, that was a bad day. Now I've done something wrong, blah, blah, blah. I have to now go and cry like a little baby. And yeah. But in reality, if you understand that a stop loss is over there to protect you, right, which is actually your seat belt, that's what you need. Now, of course, if the price moves down, stops you out, and afterwards runs into your TP, then you've made something wrong. Obviously, you haven't calculated the stop loss the right way. Obviously, you've been interpreting the market wrong. But even then, right? It's part of it. You will never be able to catch each trade the most perfect way possible. You can only try to come close to it and to learn from your mistakes and to improve day by day. And then after 6 years, maybe also you will be finally funded 2.6 million, which is definitely possible, but only if you understand that stop loss is here to protect you. Because let's imagine price would have moved down instead of those couple of pips below the stop and then into UTP. Let's assume it would have moved hundreds of pips in the wrong direction. And because you've set the stop loss the way and how you did, you will cut your loss, right? While other traders will blow their account and so on. And they would need much more time to make that loss back with a couple of good trades that if then they will repeat the same mistake again and they will take trades when they're not supposed to do so, and then the stops are bigger than they should, then again, the entire journey is like wasted. Like you will always stay at the same spot. You will never improve. So the real mindset and the mentality you need as a trader is to be able to accept losses. And that is something I had to learn the hard way and through a long time period, because this is probably the hardest lesson to learn. It is basically risk management is the most important concept ever. Alright, so we got today's CPI news. I already had one stop loss hit. For me, usually it's like this. I don't accept more than maximum 2 losses per day. So today there is one valid loss. And now I'm looking forward to see what price will do. We still have like 30 minutes to go. Let me show you the charts. We're currently here, and I'm very happy I had my stop place, to be honest, because yes, it's now back at the entry, but the drawdown would have been just way too much. And now what we can do in the remaining time, most traders will not just sit here, sleep while they watch at the charts. We are going to be active. I think this is a very healthy routine to maintain. We will go for a walk and just getting in some steps. I always have a target 10,000 steps per day, tracking everything with the Apple Watch. And then let's trade some news.
For this life I cannot change. In the hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. For this life I cannot change. In the hills, deep off in the main. M&M's, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Drop the top, play hide and seek.
Alright guys, I hope it's not too loud because here we have a small river and a lot of birds. Obviously, I think you hear them. So that's kind of the life here in Austria. I love it here. It's always very peaceful and so on. And especially after a day where you had a stop loss hit and so on, that might be something where you have to calm down a little bit. Maybe this is one of the secrets why I'm profitable, because I can actually calm down very fast. Like I'm not aggressive the entire day or very sad the entire day. Oh my god, today I've lost my trade. Bro, it's basically part of it. You have to accept your losses. It's your seat belt in reality. Once you have this mindset, it's gonna like change everything for you in reality. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. So I want to share with you right now also 1-2 things regarding my funding, how I reached that, and share a little bit nuggets in order to implement it in your trading strategy as well. So the very first thing you have to understand is this thing is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and it can take a very long time in order to learn the right things in trading, in order to be consistent, profitable, and therefore also never losing a funded account, never actually failing challenges, and to understand how to accept losses and so on. Because at the end, most traders, they focus only on the technical side all the time, which is not bad, right? Because you can't understand the fundamentals the way and how the big boys do it, right? They already know probably what's gonna happen on the long-term direction, but also they also have issues. They also can't understand everything and so on. Everyone might have sometimes an advantage while the other one doesn't have it. And the thing is, as a trader, you have to deal with the things that can separate you from the other ones. Now think about it for a second. Do you really think that learning ICT concepts, learning some order flow trading, volume trading, I don't know what's right now trending, every year there's something new, SMC concepts and so on, everything just disappears suddenly and so on. The thing is, you can be profitable with basically everything as long as it's proven to work. So you need boundaries, you need a set of rules, something that has been backtested and is proven to work. This proof is missing for most traders. Trust me, just because you watch a couple of videos on how liquidity looks like, or hey, there are stop losses whatsoever, if you think this is the way now to trade, well, I'm sorry for you, but you don't understand what trading is in reality. You need a system, as I just mentioned, something where you backtest and your outcome after you enter specific trades based on specific rules, which you can follow every day, that even though you have sometimes losses, which is normal and will happen and you will have to accept them, that at the end of the month, at the end of the year, it will look like it's in profit. Total will be profitable. That's it. Then, if you have like this proven thing, what you have to learn is actually to manage your emotions. Because that's gonna be the hardest thing. Because even with some very basic strategy, guys, and I want you to understand that the most basic things, you are on paper profitable. This is why, me personally, I've looked into strategy, or how I develop mine is actually that in theory, I can win every day. This is how my strategy is built up. In theory, every day I can take a trade, understand every day what I've made wrong. There's no such thing, okay, the strategy failed today. No, it's always me. Always me. I always understand it's my fault. This mindset will change again everything for you. Taking responsibility for your own actions, right? Don't blame the strategy. If you have a strategy which, let's say, on paper has only 50% win rate, probably you should search for something else. Your strategy should have, from my point of view, on paper at least, 100% win rate. You need that, because you will never have a 100% win rate, because you can't control your emotions every day. You can't interpret the market correctly every day. You will make failures almost every day. Like even on profitable days, I make a lot of failures, and that is fine that way. I accept it, and that's how we actually grow. But if you have a strategy which is already super bad, and then you make failures, you can imagine the outcome. So this is the other thing. Risk management, emotional control, which are the fundament of everything, in combination of course with the technicals, will be easier for you to follow or to like respect and to have in control only if you have a strategy which you can rely on. Which means if you've lost today, or how I've lost today, right now I'm very convinced I can make it back today. And even though I will not make it back today, I know I can make it back tomorrow. And let's say I will not make it back tomorrow, I will make it back in 2 days, and so on. It's always like this. So this mindset and this understanding will change for you everything. And this is my only secret I do in reality. Like, I teach what I trade and so on, but that doesn't make you profitable, because you need to put in the reps, right, in order to make it profitable for you. And I think this is the hard thing most people don't want to hear.
Oh my, what a wonderful time. Been a minute since I pulled up outside. Shut it down, yeah, you do that every time. Ooh, we got a feeling you might work it like a stripper. Yeah, but you not a stripper, yeah, dog it down.
Alright, so this is where we are currently, guys. So as I explained, I'm very bullish on this thing, and we now move up. Unfortunately, I can't take this trade now on multiply funded accounts due to the news restriction, but I never closed the trade on Top Step. I only closed like one trade to like get the 2.65 million. I still have like this now for other accounts, and because of how I trade future Propfirms in terms of risk management, I didn't need to close this, as well as I didn't close it on this account where I have a huge amount of profit, and therefore also here I didn't actually close. And my favorite account is this flipping account. I started this with, I think, 2,000. Now I am at 5,400, and I will just let it run throughout the news as well. And let's go. That's what we like. TP hit. Alright, so the flipping journey continues. 3.3k profit at the end on this account. And I also closed everything on Top Step. As you can see, that was my entry. I was a little bit in the drawdown. I closed now in good profits. I think it was around 2k in profit now. And now I'm not so far away to pass the next accounts as well. Here you can also see this is a funded account where I'm still a little bit in drawdown now, as you can tell. And I've just hold this trade now through this entire drawdown thing. I've used a different risk management on this, more risk appetite in this case, but not too much. So for me, this was also fine the way and how this played out. And I was just very convinced of the idea I had, and I just followed everything, how my plan said it to me. I don't use on each of my accounts the same risk management because I want to have there a diversification a little bit. And if I would not put everything on one risk, like all my 2.65 million accounts on one trade, that would not make sense. Either I risk on one, 0.5%, 1%, or 2%, sometimes even more, but usually 2% is the max I use. And that's it. This is the strategy. Isn't this crazy? The market completely reversed as soon as it hit our TP level. So for me, guys, I definitely call this a good trading day. I've achieved 2.65 now in million in funding, which is absolutely insane. I made a bunch of profits on a couple of funded accounts, on the personal account, and so on. And now it's time to leave the charts, right? I see this mistake over and over again. People try to spend too much time. For me, the day was basically over when I closed that. I just do this right now to close this YouTube vlog over here. Hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Let me know if you want me to do more in the future. And if you would like to trade with us, guys, the link is in bio. I share everything with you guys over there. My full expertise. You can ask me all of your questions every single time in a Zoom call. I'm here to help you out. And see you guys next time with a new vlog.